10 causes of engine knocking, and why you shouldn't ignore it. You're driving your car. Everything feels normal. Then suddenly, you hear a sound, a light tapping, a knocking noise, something that wasn't there before. At first, it may seem small, almost easy to ignore, but over time, it gets louder, more frequent, and harder to ignore. That sound is called engine knocking. And it's not just noise, it's a warning, because inside your engine, combustion is supposed to happen in a very controlled way, at the right time, with the right pressure, and in the right sequence. But when knocking happens, that process becomes uncontrolled. Instead of a smooth burn, you get multiple explosions, and those explosions create shock waves. Those shock waves hit internal engine parts again and again, and that's where the damage begins. In this video, I'll show you 10 detailed causes of engine knocking, and more importantly, how to understand the real reason behind it. Let's go step by step. Cause number 1, low quality or wrong fuel. This is one of the most common causes. Every engine is designed to run on a specific octane level. Higher octane fuel resists early ignition. Lower octane fuel ignites more easily. So if you use fuel that is lower than recommended, it can ignite too early before the piston reaches the correct position. Instead of a smooth combustion, you get uncontrolled explosions. That creates knocking. You may notice this right after refueling, especially if you switched fuel stations or used cheaper fuel. A good test is simple. Refill with the correct octane. If the knocking reduces, you've likely found the cause. Cause number 2, carbon buildup inside the combustion chamber. Over time, carbon deposits build up on pistons, valves, and cylinder walls. These deposits do two things. First, they reduce space inside the cylinder. That increases compression. Second, they create hot spots, and those hot spots can ignite fuel early, even before the spark plug fires. That creates knocking. This is very common in older engines or engines with poor maintenance. You may not notice it suddenly. It builds slowly over time, and the knocking gradually increases. Cause number 3, incorrect ignition timing. Ignition timing controls when the spark plug fires. It must happen at exactly the right moment. If it happens too early, the air-fuel mixture ignites before the piston is ready. That creates pressure against the piston. Instead of pushing it down, it fights against its movement. That conflict creates knocking. Modern engines adjust timing automatically, but if sensors fail or the system malfunctions, timing can become incorrect. And when it does, knocking appears. Cause number 4, faulty knock sensor. The knock sensor is your engine's protection system. It listens for knocking and tells the engine computer to adjust timing. But if the sensor fails, the system becomes blind. The engine may be knocking, but the computer doesn't react, so the knocking continues and may even get worse. This is dangerous because the engine loses its ability to self-correct. Cause number 5, lean air-fuel mixture. Your engine needs the right balance of air and fuel. Too much air and not enough fuel creates a lean mixture. Lean mixtures burn hotter, and higher temperature increases the chance of knocking. This can happen due to vacuum leaks, dirty injectors, weak fuel pump, or faulty sensors. The engine may also feel weaker or hesitate during acceleration. Lean conditions are dangerous because they increase both heat and pressure. Cause number 6, worn or incorrect spark plugs. Spark plugs control ignition. If they are worn, they may not fire correctly. If they are the wrong type, they may run too hot. Both situations can cause early ignition, and early ignition leads to knocking. You may notice rough, idle misfires or reduced performance. This is one of the simpler causes to fix, but often overlooked. Cause number 7, engine overheating. Heat plays a major role in engine knocking. When engine temperature rises, combustion becomes more unstable. High heat increases pressure, and high pressure increases the chance of knocking. So if your engine is overheating, knocking may appear as a result. And here's the problem. Knocking itself creates more heat. So it becomes a cycle. More heat, more knocking, more damage. Cause number 8, low engine oil level. Engine oil reduces friction between moving parts. If oil level drops, friction increases, and metal parts begin to wear. This can create a different type of knocking. More mechanical, more metallic, not just combustion related. You may hear it more clearly at low RPM or underload. This is serious because it means internal parts are no longer protected. Cause number 9, worn bearings or internal engine damage. This is one of the most serious causes. Inside your engine, bearings support moving parts. If those bearings wear out, clearances increase. And when clearances increase, parts start hitting each other. That creates a knocking sound. This type of knock is usually deeper, heavier, and more rhythmic. It often changes with engine speed. This is not a minor issue. It indicates internal damage and usually requires major repair. Cause number 10. Wrong spark plug heat range or engine modifications. Not all spark plugs behave the same. Some run hotter, some run cooler. If the plug runs too hot, it can ignite fuel early. That creates knocking. Also, engine modifications can increase compression, and higher compression increases knocking risk. This is why correct parts matter. Even small differences can change engine behavior. Now, here is something very important. Why should you never ignore engine knocking? Because knocking is not just noise. It is uncontrolled combustion, and uncontrolled combustion creates shock waves. Those shock waves damage internal components. At first, the damage is small, but it builds over time, and eventually it can lead to piston damage, cylinder wear, or complete engine failure. So, what should you check first? Start with fuel. Make sure you are using the correct type. Then check temperature. Is the engine overheating? Listen carefully. Is the sound light tapping or deep metallic knocking? That difference matters. Light tapping often means combustion issue. Deep knocking often means mechanical damage. Also, check oil level and scan for error codes if possible, because modern systems can help identify the issue. So let's quickly recap. Engine knocking may be caused by wrong fuel, carbon buildup, timing issues, faulty knock sensor, lean mixture, bad spark plugs, overheating, low oil, internal damage, or incorrect parts. Some causes are simple, some are serious, but all of them are warnings, because your engine is telling you something is wrong, and ignoring it can turn a small problem into a major repair. And now I want to hear from you. What did your engine sound like? Light tapping? Deep knocking? When did it start? Comment below with your experience. And if enough people mention the same issue, I'll make the next video on that exact problem.